Hi, my name's Ed Merrison from CellarHand, and this is Fritz. The reason I want to talk about this wine is because this is, to me, perhaps the ultimate passport for discovering the dry wines of Germany. That's right, you heard correctly. Don't adjust your set. I know as soon as I mention Germany, the suspicions go up. It's not going to be sweet, is it? Don't worry, it's not. It's dry, I promise. Also, there are plenty of other reasons for recommending this. Number one, screw cap. Number two, name. Very easy to say, which can't be said about a lot of other German wines. Also, let's face it, pretty easy to remember. Fritz. If you're into a bit of racial stereotyping, don't blame us, it wasn't our idea. It was that of the Hasselback family, one of Germany's great wine growing families. Another reason for recommending this wine in itself. And another reason, this one. Riesling, the Grape Variety, truly one of the great grape varieties of the world, beloved of sommeliers, of chefs, of wine writers, of winemakers, wine lovers the world over, because it's brilliant. It makes such aromatic, such vital, fresh, pure, light wines. Wines that can go with a huge range of delicious dishes, but also something that makes a gorgeous drink in its own right, which, let's face it, some of us need sometimes. I haven't even mentioned the price. It's 23 Australian dollars here is the RRP. So very, very accessible price point for discovering something new. So a little bit more about the people behind it. As I said, it's the Hasselback family. Technically, it's not actually Fritz, this wine. It's Fritz's Riesling. It was conceived under the guidance of Fritz Hasselback, who really was a towering figure of German wine and the person who really put the Gunderloch winery on the global map. Fritz very sadly passed away in 2016, but he leaves in charge a hugely talented son in Johannes Hasselback, one of the absolute bright sparks of German wine, someone who's playful, thoughtful, absolutely adores his region and these vineyards he has to work with, and is doing everything in his power to just play with things and tweak things so that it all moves up a level. And such good material he's got too. The vineyards are in the Rheinhessen region of Germany. They're actually placed in a section called the Rote Hang, literally means the red slope. So this runs on the left bank of the River Rhine as it travels up from Nierstein to Nackenheim. Nackenheim is where the Gunderloch winery is, and up towards the city of Mainz. The significance here being that with that southeast exposure, they get plenty of sun right by the river. They've got that reflected light and heat to ripen the grapes. And the slope itself obviously also magnifies the sunshine there. So it's a great area for growing really lovely Riesling grapes. And that red soil that gives the slope that color, that's from a high iron content, but also this slightly sandy element to this crumbly slate that they have, leads to a really aromatic kind of Riesling as well. And Riesling, of course, always a very fragrant wine, but here you have really nice lifted lemon blossom, lime, zest kind of characters in the wine. So something that's purely evocative and really expressive from the moment it hits your nostrils. Then that, as I say, that ripeness that you get here in Rheinhessen gives you a really succulent stone fruit kind of character, which is delicious. And something I really love here is this sort of ruby grapefruit kind of character, which gives a little bit of a twist to the wine, make it more interesting, and also a dusting of sort of cinnamon-like sweet spice as well. So who would enjoy this wine? Well, we're really obviously looking at dry white wines. It's an area in the cheap end of the aisle where you find an awful lot of pretty characterless, neutral, beige wines. And here you've got something from this stretch of vineyards which has some really lovely Grand Cru quality vineyards in it. Something with beautiful fruit, really expressive of its place and its lovely grape variety. Something that is extremely moorish, and as I say, multi-dimensional. Something that is not going to get boring when it stays in your glass. And I think that that's a tremendous thing too. So if you'd like to know more about this, please go to the CellarHand website. That's cellarhand.com.au. Feel free, if you discover any other wines there that you'd like to know more about, to send us a direct message at CellarHandWine on Instagram, or write to me directly. I'm at Van Merrison, also on Instagram. And in the meantime, please stay safe, stay well, drink responsibly and discerningly, and thanks for listening.